Hello you guys, and welcome back to How to Hustle Happier. Today we're going to be talking about Instacart. I've been doing Instacart for about 6 months and it has been a source of income for me off and on. So today I'm going to explain to you the 10 reasons you may not be getting batches and shops as a shopper, and also what you can do about this. So the first reason you may not be getting batches as a shopper is your rating. Now, I know we like to think the rating isn't important, and honestly, I cannot tell you 100% that the rating is important. Instacart keeps contradicting itself about whether or not it's important. So for me personally, I will, if I am down to a 4.97 out of 5, be thinking, okay, well, I must not be getting good batches because I'm at a 4.97. But then I recently just jumped back up to a 5 when I had 2 4 stars dropped because of snowy weather. So that was back when there was snow in the winter, and my batches have not gotten any better. So if there's anything you can do to increase your rating, then definitely try that, because that, I would say, is the most likely reason you are not getting good batches. I've heard before that Instacart often offers the best batches to shoppers with a 4.98 to 5 star, and then 4.96 to 4.98. 4.94 to 4.96, and so on. I think that Instacart said that they changed that, but I honestly don't know that I believe that. So what you can do to increase your rating is check and see where those low stars are coming from, and see if any of those were due to out of stock items at the store, weather issues, or potentially something on the customer's end. Now, if you reach out to support, they might, and I say might because the customer support, you can never guarantee anything with them, in my opinion. If it was one of those reasons, they might get rid of that for you or drop it. So just check on your rating and try and keep it up. But honestly, I know it's hard, and I've thought sometimes I'm a 5-star shopper, and yet my rating has definitely dropped beneath 5. The next thing you need to be checking as a shopper is your location. Now, when I first started shopping, my location didn't seem to really matter. I would sometimes be 10 miles away from a store and get a very good batch. Now that is extremely rare. I have to be, I would say, within 2 miles of a store, and sometimes within a mile of a store to get a good batch for that store. Now, I think that Instacart may have updated this. I don't know. I need to look into this more. It's really hard to find out that information. But if you are far away from stores, drive closer and, bring your laptop or bring something that you can work on that's not on your phone, because obviously you're going to need to have the Instacart app open in order to get a batch. So if you get closer to those stores, hopefully you will start getting better batches. The third thing I think a lot of people forget about, and that is your Wi-Fi or data speed. I used to always try and get batches on Wi-Fi when I was at home, and then I started realizing I was more likely to get a batch when I was out of the house and using data. So now my family has unlimited data, so I actually have it switched off so that I'm always using data, because I found sometimes on Wi-Fi I would click a batch swipe and think I was the first one, and it would load and load and load and load and then say, this batch, I'm trying to think of what the message is. I see it all the time, so I'm surprised I can't remember what this batch is no longer available, or whatever that message is that pops up when you click on a batch. See, there's no available batches. Otherwise, I would show you guys what pops up. But anyways, if you are on slow Wi-Fi, then you can often get that message. So if you can have fast data, it might be worth investing that, because you might be able to get batches quicker and not miss out on as many with that fast speed. The next reason might seem kind of obvious, but I think it's something we forget about, and that is just that orders are slow in your area. I found certain days of the week are gonna be slower, and certain days are going to have more orders. So for example, the day after 4th of July was, I think, Monday, July 5th. On that Sunday, there weren't a lot of orders coming in because a lot of stores were closed. People didn't want to order from Instacart, which is nice. Thanks for the break, everybody. And so the next day, there were so many orders. I think I made 170 that day, which is a lot more than I have recently been making, just because I was able to get a lot of Costco orders, as I guess they didn't take orders on Sunday, so they had double the amount for that Monday. So check what days you're trying to shop, and if you can, shop a day after a holiday. perhaps you will be able to get more orders. And then also just know that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are probably going to be your slower days. But then again, it depends on your area. Now, this next reason is not something I really want to talk about because I find it a little bit annoying. So basically, Instacart did a promotion trying to hire more shoppers where if you referred people, you would get money. And I think throughout that whole process, they got a lot more shoppers. They hired way too many people. So now in my area, I want to say that the shopper amount has doubled since I started 6 months ago. That could not be true, but I think that it's pretty realistic, as I was talking with someone from Instacart and they directly told me that. I don't know if I'm the only one who gets this, but I will get a notification sometimes while I'm shopping, which is annoying. And it will say, "Hey Amanda, Champagne has a lot of batches right now. You should log on and take one," or whatever. I forget what the exact message is. I will log on and there will be no batches. It will be offering me absolutely nothing. I normally get that message around actually 3 o'clock, so it'd be funny if I get one right now while I'm sitting here. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do if there's too many shoppers in your area. All you can do is, again, try and get closer to the stores so you're offered the batches first. Or if you live in an area where there's a nearby city you can drive to where there are potentially less shoppers, you can also try that. No guarantees that's gonna work, but I have been thinking it's possible that with everything that's going on with Instacart right now, that it's possible shoppers are going to drop off the bandwagon and stop shopping and start new jobs, in which case it might be easier for others of us to make money. So you really never know, but that can be a reason that you are not getting batches. Next thing you need to notice is what time of day you're looking for batches. I normally would say that you cannot get batches before about 7:45 a.m. because a lot of stores aren't going to open till 8. Now, I woke up this morning and I checked my phone at 7:15 and there were 3 batches, and I was actually really surprised because I normally would not see batches that early. So that's just something that's going to depend on your area and when people are ordering. I went through a period of time where I was getting a batch at about 7:55 or 7:50. That was always about $40, one person, Schnucks shop usually, very good. That time is gone, sadly. And I really enjoyed those shops because I would be arriving at the store before other people. Generally, things were pretty stocked from the night before, and it was just a great shop. Now I'm having to look at shops in the evening more, and oftentimes I will eat dinner an hour later because I will get a shop right at 6 or 6:30 or sometimes 7. The other night I got a shop at 8 p.m., or it was actually 8:11 p.m. And I've never had that happen before. I've never had a batch pop up that late that was any good. So you never know. Maybe Instacart is pushing times back. So just check your times and see when batches are popping up, and if they are not popping up till later in the morning, perhaps you need to be waking up later and going to bed later, adjusting your schedule if possible. I know that can sound like a big workaround. Just do look into when those batches are actually popping up. The next thing is the very first thing that the chat on Instacart is going to tell you to check if you say, "I'm not getting batches," because trust me, I tried that multiple times before this video just to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And I think that I do, because I told them, I was like, "By the way, I already checked my reported issues." So if you go into the app, I will show right here, you will see in the settings where you can check reported issues, and I've never had any issues other than my location being turned off. You have to have your location turned on to always, otherwise you will not be getting batches. So be sure that you have that turned on, and that's the only check problem that I've ever gotten. This next thing is actually very interesting. I just updated the Instacart app 2 days ago, I believe, because I didn't know that there was an update for it. I got no notification until I went into my app store, and then it said my Instacart app was out of date, and I was very surprised because normally I would get notifications about that needing to be updated. So do go into your app store and it will tell you whether or not you need to update that app. And it told me that it was fixing bugs and everything. There's been a lot of bugs happening the last few days, so I don't think that it fixed very much, but do try that because it could be affecting the speed that you're getting batches at. And the last reason, honestly, is that Instacart hates you. Honestly, I'm really just being truthful. Some days it just feels like Instacart hates you and they don't want to give you any money. They don't want you to make any money. They don't want anybody to tip you. And this can be really frustrating. I just want to put this in here that if you aren't getting batches, if you stare at your phone all day, you're not the only one. Like, please comment down below and make me feel better, because sometimes it just seems like Instacart is not on my side. I will do a really great batch. I will finish up with talking to the customer and I'll be like, have a great day. And it's a great experience. And then I get in my car and for 5 more hours, I don't get a single Instacart batch. Sometimes it just feels like Instacart isn't on your side, and they're also not on my side on some days too. So you're not alone. So you could push through, or you could actually just take a break, maybe try another app. I definitely want to talk about other apps more on this channel, so definitely subscribe if you want to hear about more ways that you can make money, perhaps when Instacart isn't working for you. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and I will miss you guys until I see you next time. Bye! Okay, I gotta check my Instacart just to see if I'm missing out on any batches.